Father Nicolás had a great belief in the third eye. He wanted to have the capacity to look into a person. He said some people have developed that capacity of the third eye, and I think he had it because he could look into your heart. He could speak to you frankly and listen with humility, and yet I think that if he wasn't drawing something from the person he's speaking to, whoever they were, he would blame himself for not being able to see really what that person has to offer. Extraordinary capacity, of warmth, friendship, of vivacity, humor, a very infectious humor. He was an educator, an adult educator. He was an unlikely leader, actually, and I think some decisions were very difficult for him. Decisions about people, very difficult, because he would feel he hasn't seen right into the depth of what that person is struggling with. And I remember when he was first made provincial, the provincial office had to be reshaped, rebuilt. And it was on the most valuable piece of land in Tokyo. So Father Nico was very distressed. How do we, committed to the poor, build an office in the richest part of the richest city in the world, So these dilemmas were terrible for him, really, how to make a decision like that. So the fact that he became the general was a shock to him, really a shock. He said to me with that very funny humor the night before the election, he said, I've never had so many people asking me about my health. And so I don't know what this means. So it was a terrible moment for him, but of course a moment of obedience where he had to do what was being asked of him by the society. And I've thought that it's such an irony that the person who is the most important leader in the society has to be the most obedient himself, just following what is asked of him. He was totally against Jesuit triumphalism. So a lot of the language about the Jesuits having the best education system or the best parish, he didn't like that at all. He said, a good Jesuit parish is a good parish. It just has to be a good parish so that we can help a diocese, we can help the parish priests, we can help model the things that they could do. This was his, no triumphalism, no boasting, really try to get to the heart of the matter. What attracted him about the Cambodian mission was that lay people had the leadership and religious had the leadership. So here were Jesuits working simply side by side, and this was his model of Jesuit work should be that the lay people are really acknowledged for their contribution. So Father Danny asked him a question. Is there a message you want to give to Father Sosa, to the new general? And he labored over this, and phrase by phrase came out. But it was quite funny because we got quite nervous as he was speaking, because he said, there is nothing I can say for him to improve himself. He was like that, that his whole life had come down to this point where he had to speak directly from the heart. And he had this belief that if you are speaking impromptu and you speak from the heart, it's going to be true. And he had that capacity himself.